global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness today. Some Biafrans, lovers of Biafra, after looking at what happened some many hours ago, the visit of Professor Charles Soludo, the Anambra State Governor, to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS detention, and the sit-at-home order that is going on, they have decided to analyze the situation, and this is their conclusion. Well, I do not know if their conclusions are right or if they are still standing on a defaulted position. It's left for you to decide if what their analysis or what they are saying is correct. But before we go to the newspaper to find out the holistic view these guys have over everything, including those fighting within and without, like you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel or YouTube. Well, after Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo visited Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody as part of his hunt for peace, Simon Ekpa, who has his own armed ESN militia for which he keeps raising money and leads a group known as Autopilot, which claims to be agitating for Biafra, made a live broadcast threatening fire and brimstone against Soludo less than 24 hours later. That's on Sunday, the 15th of May 2022. He said mayhem was unleashed on major part of Anambra State. Onitsha Federal Housing 33 and GRA came under attack by UGM. Idimili North Local Government Headquarters, PACN, and Magistrate Court were also set ablaze, while a sitting House of Assembly member representing Governor Soludo's own constituency was kidnapped. At this point, we just have to tell ourselves the truth. One, what is going on in Southeast, especially Anambra State, is no longer Biafra agitation. It is pure terrorism, and Governor Charles Tr0uble must treat it as such. Simon Ekpa is simply a job man working for some interest to destabilize Anambra State. He doesn't really care about Biafra, and neither does he care about Nnamdi Kanu. He's simply using Biafra agitation as a cover to ply his trade. Another uncomfortable truth we have to face here is Simon Ekpa is pursuing a certain dark agenda against Anambra as a state. If you can't see it, you really haven't been paying attention. In the entire Southeast, there is no governor that is more Fulani friendly and anti-Biafra than Governor David Onwezo-Mahi of Ebonyi State, Simon Ekpa's hometown. But how many times have you heard Simon Ekpa come against Ebonyi State or the governor the way he does to Soludo and Anambra State? As early as 2017, at the time most Igbo people were scared to be linked to Kanu. Soludo, as a member of a foremost Igbo think tank, Nzuko Mona, to which the person writing this belongs to, led the delegation made up of Prof. Chidi Odenkalu, Tony Nnadi, Law Mefo, and so on to visit the Ipob, that's Indigenous People of Biafran leader in Kuje prison, on behalf of the think tank group. They thereafter addressed a world press conference, categorically telling the federal government that while the Igbos agreed that Kanu is not above the law, they would also not sit back and watch him treated beneath the law. Since assuming office, Soludo has pandered to the agitating groups more than any other Southeast governor. He has called for Kanu's release. He has even visited him. And remember, Soludo was not in power when Python dance happened, so he couldn't have been a part of the governors who mismanaged the Biafran agitation. So why exactly is Simon Ekpa so fixated on Soludo and Anambra State? The answer is simple. Ekpa is not interested in Biafra or Kanu's release. In fact, he wants Kanu to rot in jail so he could take over. For him, this is pure business, using Nnamdi Kanu's own playbook and blueprint of violent rhetorics and propaganda pioneer and foreheadedness of insisting on self-destructive path, which majority of the mob interpret as being consistent. The born Finnish ex-soldier has almost succeeded with a soft coup against IPB leadership led by Chike and Emma Powerful. Now, majority of the mob who saw the agitation as a class warfare and would love to see everything destroyed so we could all start afresh, now listens to him. And with his own armed ESN and a radio channel, it appears his school is almost complete. Now he gets to collect donation directly from diasporan Igbos who are mainly the ones funding this violence, thinking they're supporting Biafra, and still collect from his real masters. A betting man will bet that having seen Soludo's intimidating plans to transform Anambra, some outside interests may have hired Simon to destabilize the state and make sure the governor is never allowed to focus on development. As it happens, I can say this. Remember, Ekpa is a politician in Finland. Matter of fact, he contested the last election in that country. After IPB repeatedly cancelled the Monday sit-at-home, and even Nnamdi Kanu himself spoke against the sit-at-home through his lawyers, it was the same Simon Ekpa who continued to insist it must go on despite the unmentionable cost in human and material resources Igbos have suffered as a result of this moronic policy. It was Ekpa who was against the Anambra election even after IPB saw reason and reversed its no election order. The bringing down of INEC staff member in Imo State was hailed by Ekpa and his autopilot. What else do we need to know? That this Simon Ekpa is actually working against the collective interest of Igbo. This is written by Tr0uble and is a strong analyst and also a member of I think he's also part of the agitating people who want to see Biafra come to reality. Well, now that is his perception. He has sat back, he has analyzed, and this is what he thinks about Simon Ekpa. But some persons now, because to be fair, we have said the other part. Let's also look at it also from Simon Ekpa's perspective. Now, Simon Ekpa is looking at it on the grounds that if everybody dances to the sit-at-home cancelled and everything goes back to normal, would there be any zeal? Will the government of Southeast be would they be quickened, or would they lose sleep in allowing Nnamdi Kanu to remain in detention, or would they be in a hurry to release him if the whole agitation for sit-at-home ends? And probably he has seen beyond that, look, if they follow suit with the political solution and there's nothing like sitting at home, then they may just allow Nnamdi Kanu to just rot in detention till whenever or wherever that will continue. And hence, the more he's agitating for that sit at home, the more he's saying that, guys, let it be felt, the more they remember that there's a man Nnamdi Kanu who these guys will listen to and whose words they will hold very dear. So to a great extent, while you are looking at ease, it's also good to look at wars. Some persons have been saying that he's not doing it for the good of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What if he's doing it for the good of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Time will always tell who is genuine and who is fake, and it is that time we are relying on. Let's begin our conversation. Do you agree with what Tr0uble said concerning Simon Ekpa? Do you think that this is another way? Because as it is right now, we have two fractions. We can't deny that anymore. There's the autopilot, there's now the IP.